What is up, guys? It's RedneckTruckerX getting ready to do a garage video. I'm gonna be comparing some exhaust that I have. So far this will be my fourth exhaust that I've installed on my X3. You guys have seen it on my channel. First of all, I had the stock one, and you guys know what the stock one sounds like. It's really quiet. I mean, it's cool if you are into that, but I like to be able to hear my turbo, and you know, I like for it to make the noises that it does, the roars. That's also the reason why I got a blow-off valve. You know, a lot of people ain't into that, but a lot of people are. This is for you if you are. I'm going to be putting in several clips from each of the exhausts that I have had on there. So the first exhaust that I had on there was the RPM evalve with the monster mouth cat delete. Mouth cat delete, and that exhaust sounded incredible. Two problems with it though. The one problem is it is a center exit, so you can't have the storage underneath. You know, if you do like a bed delete or, you know, utilize that space for storage, that exhaust isn't going to be for you. Secondly, the E-valve itself, once you get a couple miles on it, starts rattling. And if you're a streamer, that's something that kind of gets on your nerves, because you can hear that in your videos and everything. If you're just a casual user, you might be able to see past that. That's the two downsides to that one, you know, in my personal opinion. You know, everybody's opinions differ from one another. Anyways, I'm rambling. My second one would be It was the RPM drag. It was the RPM side exit drag muffler. I'll show you what it looks like. It's still on the machine. That is the RPM drag muffler. Sounds incredible.
Hell yeah.
Which side are you taking? This side?
What's easier?
Right side.
You can really hear the turbo spooling, and it's a really cool exhaust. Again, you know, if you're straight up racing and you need every little horsepower, or if you're not shooting videos and you don't really care about talking to your passenger, or you have a cardo or rugged radio or something like that, again, that could be an exhaust for you. You know, there's different exhausts, you know, for different people, depending on what you're trying to do with your machine and how you utilize it. So with that said, today I'm going to be showing you the one that's going to stay on there, the one I should have bought to begin with, but for some reason I didn't listen, and you know, decided to try to do my own thing with the exhaust and wasted money in the meantime. It is a J-Star exhaust, and it's also a side exit. I had several people telling me that's the one to go with, and I didn't listen to them, just like with the Zillas. I said, oh, everybody's running that, I don't want to do it myself. And you know, what do you know? Now I have a set of 35 Zillas on my machine. So I'm going to be showing you those clips. I know they're not 16 by 9 for the TV, but you know, it's gonna have to be done that way because it's old footage for the sound comparisons between them. I don't have a stock. If you're watching this, you've probably heard the stock already anyway, so you know, it kind of is what it is. Another little thing I wanted to show you guys is a new bonnet from X-Craft that I got. It's a pretty cool little hood. Yeah, this one actually, I don't know if you can see it, this one actually has bolts that bolt to it. But I know my garage is a freaking mess right now. I've been doing a renovation and I basically added a whole garage onto this one. I'm not going to go in here too deep because I have other parts that I don't want y'all to see yet. I know you've heard that I'm doing the 72-inch conversion. Those are going to be an upcoming video, so I'm trying not to spoil those. So in the next clip here, I'm going to be pulling out the J-Star, show that to you, and we'll start taking off this RPM drag pipe. Which, I mean, it's not real hard to do. It's just one bolt and then a flange on the turbo that's got to come off. So we'll go through that anyways. Yeah, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I got the box out, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed to show you guys what the exhaust, the J-Star, looks like. I got the black cerakote because everything on my machine is black and red. And nobody got time for that chrome stuff on you know, a stealth looking machine with it, you know, I guess it's not stealth, it's bright ash red, but you know what I mean. It's black, it's murdered out. There you go. That's the correct terminology. So this is the J-Star. I have to leave this wrapping on it until I get it installed. With this cerakote, I don't know if you can see the J-Star logo. It's upside down. Let me see if I can turn it around the other way. There you go. You can kind of see it. Anyways, it's the black cerakote, and it has the extra piece on it for the rear exit. So it's going to shoot out the back, so that's where we're at. I'm still rambling, so I guess we'll just dive into getting this thing off of here. I'm going to find out what size bolt this what size nut and bolt this is, so we can get this off back here. Basically there's one that connects right there on the frame, the one bolt I was talking about. And then there's one in the back there on the turbo. So there is, I don't know if you can see it with this lighting. Might have to get some lighting so we get in here. There's a bracket right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can, I don't know, hopefully it comes out. There's a bracket right there underneath of the exhaust. I may or may not have to take that off. I don't know if the J-Star is going to hit that or not. Also, there is an O2 sensor right there that's going to have to come off. And it'll have to go into the new exhaust. So let me find out what size tools we need, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this bolt right here is 14 millimeter. It's a piece of all thread, and there's a nut on each side, a nut and washer. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and then I'll probably just leave the stud hang in there until I get it disconnected from the turbo, and then we can slide the whole thing out. So looks like it's loose already. Shall I let you guys hear this real quick before? before I take it off. That way you can have a difference in the sounds that they make. Let me go get the key. Yeah. Ooh, let me talk. Let me go get the keys for the buggy, and we'll do a little cold start with it and see what it sounds like with this drag exhaust. And then we can put the new one on, and we'll see what it sounds like. Fortunately, I don't have a dB reader to be able to tell you the difference, but I can tell you right now, the J-Star is a heck of a lot quieter, but it's got a lot more of a roar than a stock exhaust. Stock is like basically listening to a Prius, and this RPM drag exhaust is kind of like listening to an open header V8. You know, it doesn't sound like an open header V8, but you know, the loudness, that's kind of what you can compare it to. Like when you're driving with this on there, it actually hurts your ears, it's so loud. And when you're trying to get directions for your line when you're crawling, you got to basically scream at your spotter, and your spotter's got to scream back at you. It's, you know, for crawling and streaming, it's not really that great of a exhaust for you to use. I'm not telling you which one to go by no means. I'm not being biased for one. I'm just giving my honest review on each of them, and you can take that and run with it as you will. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get the keys, and we'll fire it up before I get any further and get it taken off the turbo. Alright, so I got the key. I said, hell yeah, brother. You're on a Redneck YouTube channel. Now I'm about to get sued. Anyways, we're going to fire it up. We're not going to have it on long because we got the garage door closed. It's like probably like 15 degrees outside here, and I'm not trying to die carbon monoxide, dioxide, or any of those different sides. I'm trying to ride, and I got a heck of a tour for you guys coming up this year. Me and my homie Turbulence Offroad. If you haven't seen him, you better check him out. Good dude, good people. We're going to be touring all over Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, and I may even end up out his way, out in Indiana. There's a couple places out there. So anyways, I'm rambling. Let's start this thing up, let it run for a few seconds so you can hear it, and then we'll get it off. Alright, let's do it. Banana! Yeah, that's about that. So, I wasn't kidding when I said it's almost like open headers. It's ridiculous. I thought with that muffler on there, it was going to be a little bit quieter than what it is. But it is definitely not. If you want ear piercing loud, that's the one to get. It's the RPM drag exhaust with the 4-inch muffler. Good quality, not knocking RPM, not one bit. They make good products. I have their silicone charge tubes and their blow-off valve. They're a really reputable company, and they're really good. It's just like I said, everybody has their own likes and dislikes as far as exhausts and other products in general. So don't take any negativity of what I'm saying and bashing any product or anything like that. It's all top-notch quality, and it's all expensive. You know, you're getting what you're paying for. We're gonna go ahead and get this off of here, and then we'll get the next one, the J-Star and black cerakote on there, and we'll see what that sounds like. So I got that bolt off of there. All right, so the only other thing that's holding it on, yeah, check out those bad boys. These are Rebel rods. Rebel Offroad. RebelsOffroad.com. Rebel rod, made in the USA. This rod is 1.5 inch, 0.25 Dom tubing. That is a Chevy 3500 truck inner tie rod, and that is a 3/4 inch Heim. You break that on your buggy, you got more problems than this tie rod, I can tell you that. Anyways, I'm sidetracking. Get back to the task at hand here. Let me get this put back in here. Come on. I don't even want to go. Oh well, whatever. Stay like that. So this here is your center panel here. Just got to pull on it a little bit, lift up. There should be. Look at that stoo-doo-doo-doo right there. See that clamp right there? It is right in front of you here. This clamp here. It'll loosen that up, and then this exhaust will come right off. Let me grab the tool to do that. Maybe a 12 or 13 millimeter. I'm not quite sure. I'll find out real quick. We'll get her off. Alright, we're back. It is not a 12 or a 13. It is a 1/2 inch. So I was completely wrong. No, it's a nylock nut, so I'm going to keep going here. Let's see here. Oh, damn, that's a bit just on there. Okay, let's try it again. This clamp is the one that I was having a hard time getting off of there. I don't know if you can see that groove runs all the way around. It runs all the way around the two clamps, the flanges on the exhaust. Mine was stuck to it, so I had to do some finagling to get it off. I should have loosened my O2 sensor prior to taking both of those off, but here we are, and I'm about to get it done now. I think with a wrench and a little mallet, I should be able to just give it a little tap and it should break it free. Yeah, let me find out what size it is, and then I'll get right back with it. I think it's a 13/16, but I'm not 100% for sure. Okay, so 7/8 it is. Wrong again. Apparently it's a night for me to be wrong or something, huh? Oh, get on there. There we go. Got her all loosened up, loosey-goosey. A couple more little turns, we'll get her out by hand. Come on, girl, loosen up. I had this on for one trip. It's acting like it's been on here for 3 years. Trying here. Let's see. I can't believe I left the zip tie in there. Didn't cut it. Son of a gun, dude. Oh wait, I'm a goofball. Come on, girl. There he went. Hold this. Get this thing out of here. I'm gonna get this O2 sensor off of here. Oh, I need to back up out between the spring here. There we go. There, now we got her. If you take this O2 sensor out, you gotta be careful of the tip of it. The tip here, you can very easily damage that, and then this will be rendered useless, so you'll have to get a completely new one, so you want to be careful of that. Go ahead and get the scale set up, and we'll get a weight difference between the two. So I'll be right back. Oh, before I go, this is something important too. When you're changing exhaust out, this little ring right here, I don't know if it's focusing on there or not, that little ring is very important to go between your turbo and your exhaust flange right around here. If you don't have this in there, it will not seal, so keep that in mind. So we'll be right back. I'll set the scale up and get the two exhausts ready, and we'll weigh them out. Alright, so I struggled a little bit. I had to get an extra set of hands. There's a bracket, that bracket that I was talking about back in there, right here where the oil filter is. There's a bracket right here for the factory. It comes up and it goes underneath the bottom of the exhaust right here. Right there, I ended up cutting that off with my Sawzall, and then right here is where the back of the J-Star bolts to. And what I did, I just left that bolt loose, like really loose. Got the flange started up front, and then after I did that, then I came back here, and I had my partner hold the exhaust here and support it back here, and I had them wiggle it as I was tightening that clamp to get it tightened down into position. Okay, so after I did that, then I came back here and tightened this bolt here. I don't know if it's different on other models, but this one was a 14mm. So it's on there and all tight now, and now we're unwrapping it. That's it. Man, that girl is sexy, dog. Whew. I wish I did. Oh, it died. Oh, we're not dead. Heh, I thought the battery died. I guess it didn't go beep, 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 beep. So, there it is. One thing I got left, I got to tighten that O2 sensor. Connect it back into right there, right there. And then get it fired up. And then you have to get it up to temperature and then turn it off and let it cool down, and then it's cured. Right now it's like 11:30 at night, so I'm not going to fire it up tonight. So the next clip is going to be in the morning, so we'll go ahead and resume then. Tonight I'm just going to connect that, get that little connection made up and get it back up in place and get that O2 sensor finished tightened up, and I'll see you here in just a minute in the morning. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fire this thing up, see what it sounds like. First impressions here. Hopefully it ain't too loud. Oh. All right, okay, let's see here. Let's fire this girl up and see what we got here. Oh, nope, we can't do that. Pause. I didn't connect the O2 sensor. I'm a dumbass. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, now we're ready to fire it up. Let's do this thing. I like it. Wider. Gotta see what it sounds like out back. I'm really liking the way this sounds now. To me it seems like it's a little bit deeper, but it's also quieter. I like that a lot, so I'll actually be able to talk to you guys while we're riding and be able to hear my spotter. I'm digging it. Anyways, that's a wrap up, guys. So I was telling you, just one last thing, what I was telling you before about that clamp. Put that back on, it's right there. It's really not that big a deal. So you go ahead and do that, and then you tighten that bolt up in the back. You may have somebody else wiggle it, the exhaust a little bit while that bolt's off in the back. That way you get that flange nice and tight, and do not forget that gasket, because you will leak if you do not have it. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the different exhausts. Stay tuned, because next week we are starting the 64 to 72 inch conversion. That is new extended brake lines, well, 72 inch brake lines, Super ATV rear trailing arms, CT Raceworks front A-arms, well, A-arms, upper and lower. We have the 4 72-inch rear axles that go front and back, because I have the smart spool now. Everything is color matched, powder coated, and I tell you what, I will give you a little bit of a teaser if you promised to come back next week and keep me going with this channel. You guys deserve this if you've watched it this far. So here's a little teaser. I'm walking over there now. Got to go to the addition on the garage here. The teaser is this. Is the HCR 64 to 72 brackets for the shock relocation, because the 64-inch shocks on the 72-inch machine. Powder coated to match. New Demon radius rods. Canam Crew rear drive shaft. Black Ops steering rack brace. CA Tech ball joints. That's, what is that? That's the uppers, and here's the lowers. Oop. We're pretty much gonna have a bulletproof machine, guys. Not saying it can't break or it won't break, because I'm gonna beat the hell out of it. I promise you that. So stay tuned, and the next couple weeks there's gonna be garage videos. After that, then we are heading to Pinnacle down in Hatfield McCoy to ride the outlaw trails and see what we can get into down there. So you guys make sure you like and subscribe, that way you can catch all the good content coming up this year. All right, peace.